So how do you go from being a street food seller, being terrified of selling zero, to completely selling out halfway through the day and have over 5,000 people pass your unit when you were actually expecting zero? So this took place in Manchester. It was a young artisan street food seller who had been asked to do his food at this particular place. And he was saying, it doesn't look as if there's going to be any people booked in there. How are we going to get seen? What am I going to do? We just need to stand at the back. So I said, don't panic. Here's how you sell out everything in that day. So what I did is we negotiated a different spot. Excuse me. A different spot in this, it was actually an old railway building. In this old railway building. And they took their spot right at the front. Not only did they go right at the front, they came outside of their unit, their little kitchen, and handed out food to people walking in small samples. But we put them in a position where every single person, the 5,000 people in that railway building, had to walk past their unit. The second thing we did is we made them do a sample. They didn't want to do because of the cost, but did a sample to everyone. Everybody tasted the sample and bought the food. The third thing we did is we made them write up some boards. They didn't like the boards. They thought it made them look cheap. They didn't want to do it. And quite honestly, they didn't do them as big as I wanted them to be. I wanted a huge chalkboard with these special offers on with a big headline and so on. But anyway, so they did these boards and they put them at the front. And they made them so incredibly simple, people wouldn't have to stand there and try and work out what the menu would be. So here's how it worked. Somebody walked past. They saw their stall. The very first thing they saw when they went into this building. Before then, it was at the back of the building. The second thing is they gave out a sample to everyone. On the back of buying the sample right away, they bought the meal. The third thing they did is we had to work out some kind of pitch. Do you want me to give you a full one? So basically was, did you like it? Do you want me to put one on a plate for you? That's how they did it. And the fourth thing was they did the irresistible offer on the board, whether it be 2 for 1, whether it be 3 for 2. I don't actually remember what it was. And that was all we did. It was a very, very simple tactic and a very simple strategy was that they wanted to do around £5,000 on the day. Which not only did they do their £5,000, they sold out food completely. So he phoned me up around 3 o'clock that day. And he said, Alan, you're not going to believe this. We're packing up. I said, I thought you were there till 6 or 7. He said, we should be, but we don't have any stock left. So again, when you're doing real marketing, which is real business, which is real visibility, which is how you sell your stuff, it's all about being visible to everyone and anyone and having an irresistible offer. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have anything online. You may not have to have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, a new Threads account, whatever the account is. Because some of your clients don't need that. For example, you don't need an Instagram account to sell meals to somebody walking past your unit, right? So direct marketing is about being direct and about constructing in an almost scientific way. I mentioned one of the previous videos, the journey. What's the journey? People drive to Manchester, park their car, they make their way there, usually around lunchtime, and they are hungry. Do they have to search for food, work out food? Do they have to find you? No, you put yourself in front of them. How do you make sure they're going to try your food? The client's journey is, I wonder what it tastes like. You give them a sample. When you give them the sample, hopefully it tastes good, and then on the back of that, you say to them, did you enjoy it? Do you want me to do your meal? And it's as simple as that. So that's exactly...
Can I please have some milk?
So that's exactly how you do it. You quite simply get yourself in front of them. Don't forget to subscribe to the videos, and don't forget to go to orangebeetle.com. You'll find plenty of stuff there that will help you and your business. This is Alan Forrest Smith, orangebeetle.com. Till the next video.